Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is a March 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, source way in front of us, it's what I call a bridge in the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all those, we'll pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridge in the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so we'll fall out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Four of Coins. So this is actually a Capricorn energy here, and could be saying a couple of different things. On the one hand, it could just be saying that you might have had a heavy focus on your finances, so you couldn't really put much energy toward the connection with this person. But if that's the case, if we look at that figure in the background, looks like he's not physically in the room with her. So it could just be one of those things saying that even if you were focusing on your finances, you might have still found yourself thinking about them from time to time. For others of you, you could even just be saying that maybe there was physical distance between the two of you. That could have been the hurdle within the connection. But yeah, for others of you, you could just be saying that for whatever reason you felt like you were closed off toward this person as far as expressing your feelings too. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Six of Wands, which is Leo energy, and Two of Pentacles, so Capricorn energy here as well. So seeing these two cards, quite the contrast. You know, the Six of Wands is definitely very much a confident energy, whereas the Two of Pentacles energy is definitely a bit more wishy-washy, right? So I'd just be saying that maybe depending on the day, you might have felt like they had those two different sides of themselves, where one day they might approach you and they seem totally confident, and then other days they feel a lot more, you know, reserved and not really opening up as much, not being as expressive. So that could be the experience that you have with some of them. But for others, you could just be saying that normally they would be the confident type, but for whatever reason they might have sensed your energy being closed off, and that might have actually threw them for a loop a bit to where they weren't quite sure how to approach you either. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Queen of Staves. So this is actually Aries energy here, and seeing this looks like, for one, we see her body language more pointed in this direction, and also with that wand energy, you could just be saying that now you might actually feel like you're a bit more open to actually pursue something with this person. So maybe whatever this was that you were focused on in the past, it might have wrapped up for you guys. So now you might be just more open to actually pursuing other things, and in this particular case, it looks like this connection. And for you guys, Aries energy is 8th house too, so it could just be saying that you might be feeling a strong sexual attraction for this person as well. All right, and present energy on their side, we have the 10 of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy, and 7 of Chalices, which is Scorpio energy. So again, we're seeing a bit of a contrast, this time with the Wand and the Cup energy, but it could just be saying that for some of you, could just be saying that the passion could be there for this person, but as far as actually expressing their feelings, that might take them a little bit longer to actually get around to. The Seven of Cups can point to confusion in some cases, but here, especially with this artwork, I don't necessarily feel like it's as much of a confusion thing for them. Like we do see that tortoise in the corner, for example. I feel like it's just saying that they might be really slow when it comes to expressing emotional feelings. But as far as the passion goes, it definitely looks like they're on the same page with you as well, if you guys are feeling a sexual attraction toward them. All right, future energy on your side, we have tradition. So this is the equivalent of the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which is Taurus energy. And obviously it looks like this is saying that there is potential for the two of you to grow this into something more long-term and committed. Now, with Romeo and Juliet being the names on this card, it could be some obstacles to clear in order for you guys to get to that level, but it looks like the desire is there. And for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe as we get closer to Taurus season, that might be when you guys feel like, okay, now things are actually getting solidified. So this could even just be a progression, for example, if we look at a timeline, right, with the Capricorn energy in the past. Could just be saying that they're in Capricorn season, possibly just with the Venus retrograde energy and everything, right? Maybe you were just feeling a little bit tied up in other things as we approach Aries season, which technically would be toward the end of March, but that's still possible to come up in the present position for a March reading. As we get toward Aries season, you might be feeling a bit more open, and then finally, when we get to Taurus season, you might actually feel like, okay, this is moving in the right direction. So that's how it could be coming across for some of you. And for some of you, this could also be another indicator that there possibly was physical distance between the two of you, given that for you guys, Taurus energy is ninth house. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is actually Virgo energy here. So yeah, that looks like they're going to be on that same page with you as far as building this into something more long term. In fact, we even see what looks like a mirror in the background there. So it could just be saying that, you know, once you get to that point, they'll be mirroring that same desire too, to build it into something more stable. With all of the fruit we see there, it makes you think of abundance, growth, right? Fertility. So it looks like they would be open to pursuing this as a more stable commitment as well. But looks like there'll still be some passion in there too, which is obviously a good thing. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So this is Aries energy here. So another indicator that probably as we get closer to Aries season, you might actually feel like, okay, now we're ready to move this to another level, right? Reconnecting. This could be, again, another sign that maybe there was some physical distance between the two of you. That could have been the hurdle, given that they're over by the water. So, yeah, you know, doesn't have to be a huge distance, but at the very least, you're not 20 minutes away from each other, let's say. I feel like it's a bigger distance than that. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Nine of Chalices. So this is actually Pisces energy here. And usually this is one of the cards that point to wish fulfillment, right? And it could be as simple as that. Maybe the two of you talk, and like I was saying with that Ten of Pentacles, where they might see the potential for this to be an abundant, fertile connection. I see the same energy here with the Nine of Chalices. And this could just be as simple as them connecting with you and telling you how they're feeling, right? Because like I said, with that Seven of Cups, it might just take them a long time to get to the point where they express their feelings around the situation. But that's what I see with that. And timeline-wise, this could just be saying that as we move through Pisces season, you might actually have that conversation. All right, so next we'll see what we get from the Oracle cards. First, we'll pull from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, but what we're going to be looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them and then from them to you. And initially, I'm going to be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while and anything coming up, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a card that way. But let's see what we get. All right, and that does want to go back in the deck. And next, we'll see what we get from them to you. Almost have one there. All right, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck. So let's start with your side. Okay, we have freedom. Oh. There we go. It says I can't be tied down right now. I have too many interests. So yeah, that's the funny thing, because in the past, like I mentioned, it definitely didn't look like you were really putting energy toward the connection. And then with the Queen of Staves, that's definitely a more passionate energy, but not necessarily one that you would jump to, oh yeah, they're totally going to get committed. So it does seem like a bit of a jump when you go from that Queen of Staves to the tradition energy, which is the Hierophant. And like I said, could point to commitment there. So for some of you might be feeling this way right now, like you're not quite ready to go down that path, but it looks like things will eventually shift for you guys. Like I said, possibly when we get into Taurus season. All right, and let's see what we have on their side. Okay, we get obligations. It says, I want to get away from the burdens I have to deal with, but I'm stuck right now. So interesting, because I could actually see that almost fitting on your side too with what we were talking about in the past. But yeah, could have been as simple as that. Maybe it was a timing thing for the two of you. So with the Two of Pentacles there, that could be saying that maybe if they had the desire to possibly pursue things with you, but with that Capricorn energy, right, there might have been some responsibilities that led to them not really being able to come forward with you. So yeah, for some of you, it could just be as simple as that. Maybe right person, wrong timing, right? So pretty positive cards there. But next, we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card with general advice for us to wrap up with. Alright, nothing yet, but I'll give it a few more shuffles, and in worst case, we'll just put the deck down and pull a card that way. Alright, so yeah, let me just put the deck down. And just give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll just pull a card. Alright. We have a leg up. There's the artwork, and the number is 34. So let's see what this says. Okay, it says receiving help, delegating authority, interdependence. The Oracle's message: you've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. So pretty positive message there, and that could be part of what the shift is for you guys. You know, if you're feeling overwhelmed with work, let's say, with all that focus we saw on the Pentacles energy, and then shifting to a more action-oriented energy with the Wands. And the Queen energy could also point to delegating as well. So could just be an energy shift for you guys that frees up things for your love life. All right, the relationship message says relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you just as you are there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust, you will be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask and it is given. So yeah, interesting message there, because in your own way, you guys both seem pretty independent, right? Seems like this person has some things that they're working on, and they're not really letting that sidetrack them as far as the relationship goes. And then we have you, who says that you have too many interests. So yeah, it could be one of those things where the two of you might just be pretty independent people. Timing might have been bad in the past, but like I said, as we move into the future, it looks like you will be open to moving this towards something more committed. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.